Any opinions expressed in this program are those of the participants personally and do not necessarily reflect those of Rogers, Rogers TV, or of Greybrook Securities Inc. Please consult a professional investment advisor before making investment decisions. Hey, it's Rav. Welcome to the Everyday Investor, the hottest real estate investment show in the world. That's right, I said it. I don't care who knows it. We've got a doozy for you today. We're talking about the investment buffet. What does that mean? That means we have an expert guest, an expert investor rather, that has invested in 8 different projects, 6 different vehicles, just a whole buffet of different investments, from multiplexes to land development to mortgages to all that kind of good stuff. Nicole Edmonds is on the show. I can't wait till we get nurtured by her. Before we get to her, you want to make sure that you've got your pen out, your paper, your calculator, because we always go through the 4 questions when anyone introduces an investment vehicle to you. You want to ask them, number 1, what is the ROI, the return on my investment? That's the most important question to ask. You may be already making 15, 20, 25%. Somebody introduces you to an investment vehicle and it's only like 10%. You may not want to do it. You're already doing a good job right now. Secondly, you want to be able to ask, when do I get that return? Somebody may say to you that it's a 20% return. You may be thinking annually, but if they say it's over 5 years, then really you're only making a 4% annualized return. So it's very important that you ask, when do I get that return? Thirdly, what is the investment amount needed? That's cash out of pocket. And number 4, what is the risk, the very worst case scenario? Nikki,
hi,
the Nixter. It's great to have you on the show. Thank you for being here. And I want to let the viewers know that you're not only an expert investor, you're not only invested in, to date, 8 different projects, but you also produce the show. So thank you for doing that, being the community producer. And it wouldn't make sense that you would do that but not be an investor. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's not like I'm that versed on giving people advice on different hairstyles. Just wouldn't make sense. But how you been? How are things?
Yeah, good, really good.
You're at some point, not that you necessarily have, I don't want to assume, but at some point we as investors, we can run out of money, and so therefore we partner with other people. We joint venture with other people. You started doing that.
I did.
You have your site there for people who just want to take a peek at what you're doing, investwithnicole.com. So I know that much, but what else has been happening? You're living up north, enjoying the beautiful country life?
Living up north.
Yeah.
Been doing some traveling.
Yes.
Taking from some of my cash flow to do a bit of traveling.
Yeah.
I've been investing, so my most recent purchase was this past August, so keeping busy.
Keeping busy, and with your travels, because I know me and you talk about this a lot, it's not, we're not talking about you going to Turks and Caicos or, kind of sitting on the beach the whole time. You're doing a lot of kind of charity, benevolent, you were on your way to Nepal, and then you didn't get to go.
That's right. Yeah, I was supposed to be there a week after the earthquake hit.
Yeah.
So I had to change my plans.
Yes.
So I ended up going to South America instead.
Going to South America, and was there a little bit, were you able to help out as much, or not as much as you actually wanted to?
A little bit, not as much as I wanted to, especially because then my notice was really short, so I ended up going down there, I planned that a week before and then headed down, so it wasn't as organized as it would have been had I gone to Nepal.
Yeah. No, but I appreciate that. It's not, this whole game, it's nice to, it's fun to kind of have an entrepreneurial spirit and make money and all that kind of stuff. There's a bit of a challenge to that. Although I always say real estate investing is, if you're doing it right, it's quite boring, right? you just,
that's right.
what's next, so on and so forth. But there's a bigger game to this, and that's to be able to give back and to help. And I know that you and I are like-minded in terms of really having the children in third world countries on our heart. So that's very, very cool. Why the investing vehicle? I mentioned a little bit here, but you're, mid to late 20s. You're getting into real estate, 8 different properties, using your own money, using joint venture money. But kind of, what do you like about it?
I love investing in real estate. It's fun. You're your own boss while you're doing it. But there's so many different ways that you can invest. Like you were saying, 6 different vehicles that I'm using. some that are short term, so maybe you've got some money that you want to get working for you in the short term before you find your next property purchase, or maybe you want to purchase a property, you've got some more time to put into a renovation. So just kind of finding what you want right now to always have your money working for you.
Yeah, and you're doing this full time?
I'm doing this full time. I also I work for a company, Keyspire, that does 3-day training workshops for real estate investing. So I work for them at those workshops. I work for you for the show. But other than that, I spend most of my time looking for new deals, building my website.
Yeah, and you know, Michael, that's Michael Saraceni, Scott McGilvery, Keyspire, right? And I think that, and Scott McGilvery hosted a TV show, Income Property, probably the second greatest show out there, of course. But it's very interesting. I mean, it's one of the best 3-day workshops that I've ever attended. You know, as you know, I started when I was 16. I'm 44 now, so in 28 years, it's just the real deal, you know? Well, Nikki, listen, we're going to take a quick break. I'm excited to have you on the show. I'm excited for you viewers at home to have Nikki on the show to teach us about the 6 different vehicles, investment vehicles. Don't go anywhere. The Everyday Investor continues in a moment. Thanks for watching, everyone. Whenever you're considering to invest in real estate, always ask the 4 questions to start. Number 1, what is the return on my investment? Number 2, when do I get that return along with the money I put in? Number 3, what is the minimum cash amount needed? And number 4, what is the risk, the worst case scenario? Any opinions expressed in this program are those of the participants personally and do not necessarily reflect those of Rogers, Rogers TV, or of Greybrook Securities, Inc. Please consult a professional investment advisor before making investment decisions. Hey, it's Rav. Welcome back to the Everyday Investor. Today we're talking to Nicole Edmonds. She has invested in 8 different investments, actually 6 different ones, 8 investments, 6 different ones, and we're going to talk about those today. Nicole, you have student rentals, land, like where you just purchased vacant land.
Yep.
Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right. Just vacant lots.
Vacant lots, land development, a triplex, condo, all that kind of good stuff. So what we want to do for this show is and you brought your joint venture partner with you on one of the deals as well.
Yeah, I did.
Right? Travis is going to be coming on maybe in I think in the next segment. So what are we going to start with? I want to show the viewers at home how smart, pretty, youngish, can make money and get started in real estate. I mean, I think it's fascinating. Normally I have lots more guests on the show, and I thought, listen, if you're in 8 investments, 6 different ones, then why not just let's go through those? So let's start. What do you want to go through?
Sounds good. Let's go through the student rentals. They're a good example of buy, hold, and they cash flow pretty well as well.
Okay, so these student rentals, you have 1 or 2? 2. You have 2. So we'll look at both of those?
Sure.
And they're located where?
In near Fanshawe College in London, Ontario.
In London, Ontario. But you live where?
I have lived, since owning those, I've lived in Guelph, I've lived in Muskoka, so I do manage them, but I found it very easy to just manage from my email and call my handyman or call the plumber if I do need to send somebody.
And the point that I'm making to the viewers at home is that we don't have to invest in our own backyard so long as the numbers make sense, right? I mean, there's a lot of people that say, oh, I live in Kingston, Ontario, so therefore I should invest here. Well, only if the numbers make sense, invest there. But we don't have to invest in our own backyard. You're living right now, I think, in Muskoka, you're saying.
That's right.
And you've got a couple of student rentals, both in the London area?
Both in London. And yeah, like you said, even though obviously managing it yourself is going to cut costs, it's going to cost more to have somebody else manage, or just have to send your handyman to do things that you could potentially do yourself. If the numbers make way more sense there, invest there, and a part of your cash flow will go to that. It'll be a little bit more expensive, but still worth it.
Yeah, no, okay, fantastic. Okay, so the first question that we always ask, yes, I'm asking you, viewers at home, just testing you, what's the first question we always ask? That's right, what's the ROI? What's the return on investment? So let's just start there. What's the return on investment on the first student rental that we're looking at?
Sure, so the first one is, actually I'll start with the lower one, so 44%.
Stop it. The lower one's 44%.
The lower one's 44%.
And 44% annualized.
Yeah, that's right.
44% annualized, and it just gets better from there.
It just gets
obviously,
better.
As the prices go up. So our ROI is 44%. So you're going to teach us, the viewers at home, how do we get 44%?
Sure.
Okay, so your purchase price on this was?
Purchase price was 206.
206, and this is in London.
That's right.
Okay, 206K. And then down payment?
So the down payment was 20%, so it was 40K plus 5K for closing costs, so we'll call it 46,000.
46,000? Mm-hmm. So that was down payment plus closing costs. And so when we say closing costs, you just mean the legal fees in this wonderful province of ours, land transfer tax, that kind of stuff. So total down payment plus close costs was 46. So you're in for $46,000.
That's right.
And we didn't do any big improvements to it or anything like that. So you're in for 46. So how do we make money? And there's different ways we make money. How do we make money with our $46,000 into this project?
So there's 3 different ways that I'm making money on this one, because I'm not doing a renovation. There's no forced appreciation. You're
not lifting the property by putting some lipstick or renovating and all that kind of stuff?
That's right.
Okay, great.
So I'm making a cash flow. So the cash flow for this property is...
explain to me what cash flow is.
Sure. So when you have all your rent come in, and once you've paid all of your expenses, your tax, your insurance, you've paid your mortgage, this is the chunk of money that you're actually pocketing at the end of the day.
Okay, so what's your cash flow?
Okay, so it's about $9,000 for this one.
$9,000?
$9,000.
A year?
Yes.
$9,000?
Yeah.
Why so high? So that's like $700 and change a month cash flow.
Yeah.
But because this is a student rental.
That's right.
And so you're how many rooms is this?
So both of the student rentals are 5 bedrooms.
5 bedrooms.
This one rents for $470 per bedroom.
Yeah.
So because you're renting it out per bedroom, you have a lot of income, and then the house prices there. This one's 206. It's not incredibly high, so it doesn't cost a lot to service the debt.
Okay. So what's the cash flow?
$9,000.
$9,000 a year. That's what you're making in your pocket?
Yes.
$9,000. So where's my calculator? So let's just stop there. We're done. No more.
Yeah.
Okay, so because I want to see the ROI on this. So if I take my profit, that's how you calculate your return on investment. Take your profit, $9,000, and divide it by, what are you in for?
46.
$46,000. That already gives me 20%. I'm already at 20%.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you're already at 20%, yeah.
I'm already at 20%, just with cash flow alone.
Yeah, and so because the mortgage obviously isn't huge on a $200,000 house, and it's not appreciating massively compared to the house value, you'll see the next 2 ways we're making money are a little bit less than $9,000.
Okay, so what's the other way? So somebody's paying down our mortgage.
Yes.
Right, so we just call that debt reduction, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So that'll be about $5,000.
So somebody's paying down your mortgage about $400 a month.
Yeah.
Right, times the 12, and you're saying that's 5K?
Yep. 5K.
Okay, right there. That's 5K. So already 46, I'm making 5K. I'm almost 10% right there. So 20 and 10, I'm already 30%. So now you're going to teach me how we're making another 14% or so.
We're going to make $6,000 from passive appreciation. So on the total home price, you can account for it going up about 3%.
3%. Is that true, or you're just using conservative numbers?
Conservative numbers.
Yeah. When I say is that true, I'm not saying, hey, you're upsizing. I'm saying it's probably more.
Yeah,
but
it'll go up, it'll go down, but overall, averaged out, we can do 3%.
Okay, so we're just talking about inflation. The property's going to go up. You're using 3%.
Yep.
So that is 3% of that, 6K?
Yep.
6K, so that's $20,000?
Yes.
$20,000 on your $46,000 is a 44% return. Is that what you're talking about?
That's right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
$20,000. Not that I don't believe you. I just like this new calculator that you brought to the studio for me.
Thank you.
So thank you for doing that. And so, Nikki, this is one. And so you did this one deal, and then you said, how can you not do another one?
Yeah, exactly.
Right. And so this is what I'm interested to know, because you know me, like I've been investing for 28 years with my mom. I started when I was 16 years old. We bought a little townhouse. But kind of what I do, I keep in that niche. So now I'm in land development, and that's all I do.